Hello and welcome to the Policy Bazaar show here on Republic TV. I am Vivek Law. Today we are going to talk about health insurance and how do you go about choosing the right health insurance for yourself. With rising health costs, you have absolutely no option but to protect your money if something were to happen to you or to your near and dear ones. Health insurance is not an option, it's a necessity. You must have one. Everyone must have one. I have a very esteemed panel today which is going to discuss how you should go about choosing the right health insurance for yourself. Joining me today is Ashutosh Shrotriya, who's the product head at Religare Health Insurance, and also with me is Amit Chhabra, who's the business head for health insurance at PolicyBazaar.com. Thank you, gentlemen. First question, Ashutosh, why is it important to have a health insurance?
Vivek, the purpose of insurance is to give us protection, is to come to our help when something unexpected happens. And I think there is nothing more unexpected than life itself. But whenever it is a health adversity that we face, it not only gives us a lot of stress in terms of the cost of treatment, but also an emotional distress. At such times, some of us who have enough savings to take care of the costs end up utilizing those savings. But that's not what you save for. I think at this time, what you need is a good health insurance cover, which not only takes care of the cost, but also provides access to some of the best healthcare facilities in the country.
Ashutosh, are you seeing increasing incidents of claims that are coming to you coming from younger people?
You know, earlier when people used to talk about health insurance, probably they used to think about it only when they were beyond the age of say 45 or 50, or when they used to marry and they would have kids, they would want health insurance. But today more and more younger adults are now susceptible to a lot of stress and lifestyle diseases at a relatively much younger age. You know, the classic example is, you know, how we compare mortality and morbidity in India. Mortality is the rate at which how soon or how long a person lives, which is increasing, which is good for us. But morbidity rate is something which tells us that how sooner in their life stage are people falling ill. And I believe that also is a scary figure, and more younger people are now susceptible to, I would say, stress-related disorders, psychiatric conditions, as well as lifestyle diseases, more because of the, you know, the use of cigarettes, alcohol, and sleep disorders and other such issues that earlier were not the case. And hence I believe that a lot younger people have to be a lot more careful, and they should start having the protection of health insurance cover at a relatively much younger age than what they would otherwise want it to be.
So Amit, what is the right age to get yourself a health cover?
It's as soon as possible, simply, right? Because you never know when something might happen. The problem is the more late it gets, the more difficult it gets to get a comprehensive health insurance plan. So what's happened over the last few years is there's been a lot of innovation happening in the health insurance sector, which means even if today you are 70-year-old and you have, you know, some of the chronic disorders which typically people have in that age, you can still get a health insurance plan. You have to pay more. The plan will not be as comprehensive as it should be, so there will be waiting periods, there will be co-pays, it'll be and it will not be the ideal health insurance plan. So you can get a plan later as well, you can get it now as well. I think the question that every viewer needs to answer for themselves is why not now and why later? Because the benefits of buying it now completely outweigh the benefits of buying it later.
Can you articulate on a few of them?
Yeah, so one, it's much cheaper to buy it now.
How much cheaper?
See, the pricing will vary very significantly, and maybe Ashutosh can also shed some light here, but I think from buying it now versus buying it 10 years later, it'll probably be double the price. More than that, it's also about, will my policy be comprehensive enough when I buy it later?
You want to add to that, Ashutosh, in terms of the fees?
One of the things that we talk about the most, the simple question that one has to ask himself is that, do you want to buy health insurance once you have already had a major expense on your health, or before you have had a major expense on your health? You know, if you keep postponing that decision, you think that, okay, I'm fit and fine, I don't need health insurance, maybe later, and someday something unexpected will happen, and then you will regret the decision of not having bought a health insurance in the first place. So that is why I believe that, you know, buying it sooner than later is always the right right decision. Nowadays, policies come with the whole flexibility that whenever a child goes beyond the age of being a dependent, the policy transfers all such continuity benefits to the new policy that the child can take for himself. And that's how a child to an adult can always be under the protection of health insurance. And that's what parents should do for their children. And when children grow up, they should continue that cover for themselves.
That's an interesting point you make. So are you saying that there is no minimum age at which I can get a cover? Even an infant can get a cover? A parent can get a cover for an infant?
Absolutely. In fact, most health insurance policies offer the benefit of a family floater, where the entire family is covered under a single policy. And in such cases, children are covered from the day that they achieve an age of 91 days, which is an infant.
Okay.
And from there on, the child can always remain under the protection of health insurance. Once it ceases to be dependent on its parent, it can extend or it can continue to have that policy with the continuity benefits and remain covered for the rest of the period as well.
Okay.
Vivek, just to
Yes.
add to that, I think this is one very important data point that viewers must know. From a health insurance cost perspective, India is probably one of the cheapest markets. The kind of spending that an average Indian citizen does on health insurance is far, far lower as a percentage of their disposable income. So just to give you a perspective, for about 500 rupees a month, today a 25-year-old individual can get a health insurance policy which provides you a coverage of about 10 lakh rupees. It's that cheap, it's the kind of money we would spend on coffee every month. So we don't realize that, spending that little can actually get you peace of mind and coverage, which if you don't get, will end up meaning a lot more and may end up eating into your savings eventually at some point.
So we'll probably end up spending a lot more on the insurance for a car, but are not willing to do that for our own health.
Leave alone car. Look at the cost of a mobile insurance today. And it's genuinely my case. The cost of my mobile insurance is actually higher than the cost of my health insurance policy. And I don't regret buying the mobile insurance.
So you're saying cost should not be an issue. We are fairly competitive when it comes to the pricing. So let's come to the point, Amit, as far as how do you choose a plan is concerned. Now we have, a plethora of insurance companies who are registered with the IRDA. Each of them has multiple products and multiple schemes available. How do I now go about choosing the right cover for myself?
There are broadly three areas that one needs to define when they're looking to buy health insurance. One is what sum insured you want to buy. Now that depends on a couple of things. It depends on your paying capacity. It also depends on your life situation right now. So in a sense, are you an individual who's 25-year-old? Are you a family who has 2 kids and adults, and there are parents involved as well? So that is one. The second thing is, what kind of a product are you looking at? And that is again a function of your needs. So are you somebody who already has a pre-existing disease? Then you might want to look at something where you get specific illnesses covered, like let's say a diabetes, which is very prominent in India. The third thing to take care of is the brand you want to buy. And as you said, right, there are about 25 companies which are more than 25 companies actually which are selling health insurance plans today, and there are 4-5 plans which every health insurance company has. So between those 100 options, to be able to make up your mind and decide which plan you want to buy will depend on one, cashless network. So how many hospitals are covered, and specifically, so in tier 1 cities that may not be a problem, but as you move to tier 2, tier 3 cities, it does become a problem, because not every health insurance company will be covering every hospital in your city, which is not a large enough city. So that becomes very important for you to check. Then it's also about the reputation of the company, the brand, how much trust you have in that company. That becomes very, very critical, because health insurance is something that you're going to buy, who you actually call when you are in a dire need. You need help, you need empathy from that company. So at that moment, the trust in that company becomes very, very critical.
Also, Ashutosh, products have continued to evolve, and newer features, a lot of the features I'm hearing you both talk of were probably not even available when I went out and got myself a health cover. Now, how easy is it for someone, and again, when you're starting out in life, when you're earning a certain small amount and you've, probably in your first job, it's not really possible to go out there and get yourself a 40-50 lakh kind of a cover, which may be the right amount. But at the same time, how convenient is it now for me to midway or at the end of a year evolve in terms of moving to a better policy, a better product, and yet keeping some of the benefits of me having stayed with that policy for a longer period of time?
Yeah. So Vivek, you touched upon an interesting topic. Just like we have heard about portability between telephone numbers, where a certain mobile number with a telecom operator can be retained by a customer even if he changes the operator. Similarly, the regulator IRDA has brought about very clear provisions where if someone wants to shift his health insurance policy from one insurer to another, he can very well do so. At the same time, without losing out on the time that he has spent in the previous policy, that's portability. And that's very much an option for a customer. In fact, I principally believe that why should a customer be constrained to be with one health insurer if he or she has reasons to shift to another? It could be cost, it could be servicing, it could be any reason. It must be freedom of the customer. And I think with the help of portability, that is very much convenient and very much easy for the customer to go and shift his insurers.
And you're saying that all the benefits that I might have accrued will continue to be with me if I've ported out to another insurer?
Absolutely, it will.
So whatever the pre-existing period, all of that, which if I've covered,
Yeah.
it will start, the clock will start from that day itself.
Absolutely it will. So another example, say for example, there is a pre-existing wait period of 4 years. If I have spent 3 years in the previous policy and now I have switched my insurer, then I have to wait for just 1 more year for that pre-existing condition to get covered. So you do get the advantage of all the time that you have spent in the previous policy whenever you change insurers. And that's the beauty of portability.
All right, we take a short break here on the Policy Bazaar show. When we come back, Ashutosh and Amit will guide you through some other aspects of how to choose the right insurance plan for yourself. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Policy Bazaar show. We are discussing how to choose the right health insurance policy for yourself. Let's focus a bit more on issues which probably end up affecting a lot of people. I remember about a decade ago, it used to be a very serious issue of pre-existing ailment. A lot of policies used to end up getting rejected because the insurer would say, oh, but I think you had this disease and you did not tell us.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes the consumer, or most of the time, the consumer didn't even know that I have this policy. And then, of course, the regulator stepped in. It came out with a lot of measures which said, if I'm not mistaken, that if you've not had a problem for up to 3 years, that's deemed as that you don't have that problem.
Yes.
So can you take us through pre-existing disease, how that's important to understand from a consumer's point of view?
Pre-existing disease is something that a customer has before they buy a policy. Before they enter into the contract with the insurance company, if they have a pre-existing condition, that must be declared. If that is declared, there are 3 things actually that can happen. One is the insurance company says, sorry, we can't accept it, so the policy gets rejected there and then, the proposal gets rejected. Which we're seeing is becoming rarer and rarer unless it's a very, very chronic disorder. The other thing that typically happens is where the insurance company says that we will put a waiting period to it, we'll put a 3 or a 4 year waiting period, which essentially means that for the next 3 or 4 years, that specific condition will not be covered. Everything else gets covered, but that specific condition, let's say it's a heart ailment or a diabetes condition, that will not get covered for the next 3 or 4 years, but everything else will get covered as it should be. However, it's to the customer's benefit because once you've served that waiting period, everything else related to diabetes or hypertension or whatever that disease is will get covered as well. So just to take a simple example, if there's a customer who's been suffering from diabetes for the last 10 years, there's no way that you get coverage for diabetes unless you serve that waiting period. But once you do, you realize, right, diabetes, if I'm having diabetes for the last 10 years, there will most likely be a medical condition at a later stage which will require a major expense. So for that specific customer, it is extremely important to come into the contract with the insurance company, buy a plan, serve the waiting period, because what it will do is it will ensure that for the entire lifetime after waiting period, you will have the comfort of the health insurance policy which will cover you for your sum insured and even more than that in most cases.
And how much typically is this waiting period?
So it's typically 3 to 4 years. It varies a lot by plans. There's actually been a lot of innovation happening as well, to be honest. So there are now plans which are slightly more expensive, but they would give you coverage from day one as well. So imagine a diabetes patient who's on insulin, who takes insulin shots from time to time. Even that person can today get a health insurance plan which gets you coverage from day one itself. So even that option is available. It's obviously going to be a bit expensive, but yeah, there is that range, a spectrum available for the customer, from an expensive plan which gets you coverage from day one to a plan which puts a waiting period, but it gets you comprehensive coverage, after 3 to 4 years.
Are these largely standardized, Ashutosh, or again are very different from one insurance company to the other? Things like the waiting period, things like what is covered, what is not covered, etc.
Sure. Some of the definitions are standardized. So what exactly is a pre-existing disease? The definition of that condition would be standard across all insurance companies. But what will differ and what will be different is the amount of time that insurance products ask you to wait before such pre-existing conditions get covered.
Okay.
So, the insurers have the freedom to design a product that can give differential benefits, but whenever it comes to the basics in terms of how do you define a pre-existing disease, what is the meaning of a waiting period, whether it is 2, 3 or 4 years, all those things are fairly standardized, and the whole industry follows those standardized norms. In fact, the regulator has come up with standardization of health insurance terms as a separate set of regulations itself, which has put a lot of uniformity in how the insurers define such terms, and at the same time retain the flexibility of creating products which are differentiated from each other.
So how is pre-existing defined?
So the regulations define that if a person has undergone any treatment or taken a medicine, or he has had symptoms any time during the 4 years preceding the date when his health insurance policy starts, then such diseases are termed as a pre-existing disease.
Okay.
And if there is any such disease, as Amit mentioned, the customer is expected to, or rather he's obligated to mention it in full transparency in the application form, basis which an insurance company can decide whether to issue a policy or to impose a wait period or to not issue a policy.
And what if the consumer doesn't know that she or he has a problem, and later it shows up that you probably had this problem 8 years ago or 9 years ago?
Yep.
How does that play out?
So in such cases, what happens is that at the time of treatment, the treating doctor's comments and the insurance companies have a communication, have an understanding, and then they decide whether this would be termed as a pre-existing disease or not. If it is agreed and defined that this was a pre-existing disease, then in that case the insurance company may impose a certain wait period, as is the contract says, and ask the customer to wait for some more time before that disease can get covered, even if it was not declared, which many times may happen. But if it is understood that the customer was taking medicines, or if there is any such such indication that the customer is aware, then I believe that it's a customer's liability to disclose it at the time of buying the policy, just so that the product is fair to all the other good customers who have appropriately disclosed their conditions at the time of buying the policy.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's talk a little about the triggers which make people go to buy health insurance. So one of the big triggers for people is when they have a child and they suddenly become more responsible and they feel we must now protect ourselves. So both life insurance, health insurance tends to be, the discussion tends to start happening when there's a child. And then again, when it comes to health, I think a lot of people become very conscious of it when they see their parents becoming older. Is it possible to have products which are customized to meet these 2-3 needs?
Absolutely. So there's been a lot of innovation that has happened, and what we term as lifestyle-specific products. Now they've become mainstream. So I'll lay down some examples here. For a customer who's 70-year-old, has say hypertension, historically it was never easy to get a health insurance policy because the insurance company knows that there's going to be some loss, some claim that's going to come at that age and that kind of disease. But what has happened over the last few years is the plans have been developed which are able to offer to the customer coverage at that age and at that disease. So I'll give you an example. There is a plan which gives you a straight-through policy, which means you don't even have to go through medicals, but you get coverage from day one for a pre-existing disease as well, even at that age. There will obviously be limitations. So one, the plan will be expensive. There may be a copay involved, which means part of the claim will have to be funded by the customer itself. But that said, there is still coverage. I think what is important, Vivek, at that stage is for the customer to and to now realize when you are fit and fine that you should actually buy a policy now rather than wait for a bad time to come and then think of buying the policy. That is that's typically we see a lot of people doing that, where they wait. And when a trigger happens is when they actually realize that oh shit, I don't have a health insurance policy. So I'll give you examples again here. Almost we did a survey with our customers. About 40% of customers who bought health insurance, they bought because they had a trigger in their own family or with themselves, which means they had a disease, they had an illness, and they had to pay from their own pocket. Is when they realized that I need to buy health insurance, which is somewhere unfortunate, because that's how a lot of us think. But what we don't realize is that for a very small amount, that we would anyway spend every day on other daily chores, we are actually saving that money because we think that we don't need health insurance. That is where it becomes critical. So coming back to the original point, there are plans for senior citizens. There are plans for people who have specific kind of diseases like say diabetes, hypertension. There are plans available if if you're planning a family, let's say in the next 2, 3, 4 years. There are plans which offer maternity benefits. There are plans which are specific to OPD features as well. So you may get OPD benefits also in certain health insurance plans, which again never used to happen earlier. So there are various plans available, depending upon what the customer wants to buy, what the customer needs. So that opportunity is definitely there for the customer now.
In our segment, The Myth Buster, the myth we are busting today is, should you just blindly follow what the insurance agent tells you is the right plan for you?
I would ask a very simple question. Would you do that for any product that you buy? Would you just listen to someone without applying your mind as to how well that product fits your needs and your pocket? I believe that the answer is no, and I strongly recommend that every customer who's looking to buy a health insurance cover is well informed in terms of the product features that he's buying, the kind of limitations that the product has, and the price that he's paying for that product. He should definitely do his own research. Of course, a lot of good agents will give you relevant information and will help you address your questions and your needs, but at the same time, please remember that the buying decision is yours and yours alone. It's your money, and you should know what you're buying, and you should be aware about the core product features and benefits of the product.
So I think it's very, very important that you make the right decision. Now, as Ashutosh also said, do you really trust somebody to make the most important decision of your life? You may, if you really trust that person, but I think it's important that to understand where the market has evolved over the last few years. So a plan which was probably the best health insurance plan 5 years from now will actually be an ordinary plan now, because a lot of new features have come in, a lot of new options have come in which weren't ever there. You wouldn't have even thought of those options earlier. So I think because of that, it is very, very important that you do your research, you compare across companies, across products. You talk to multiple people, understand what is right according to your need. We call it need analysis internally. So you must do your own need analysis and understand what is the right health insurance plan for you. Make sure you double check, triple check, do your due diligence, and then buy. Because what you may not realize is somebody who is selling you health insurance plan may be selling it with some completely different motive to what your need actually is.
What you've heard today is how you can go about buying a good health cover for yourself. Lots of options out there. Do some homework, spend some time, do some research of your own as well. Seek the advice of whoever is guiding you with your financial planning. That could help as well. But at the end of the day, you've got to make some effort. But go ahead and get yourself a health insurance straight away. That's very important. That's not negotiable. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back soon with lots more on the Policy Bazaar show.